This is Suzanne Wagner, and I am doing my personal quote and blog for the 13th of August, 2022. My quote for today: "The monsters we deny inside scare us on the outside." And my blog for today. Bear with me when this one's a little bit long. I believe that the future is in a constant liquid state of flow. It can be shaped, molded, and made into that which we intend. Intention is essential to direct energy, thoughts, and deeds into the forms that we choose. I don't see karma as a problem in this density, but instead, it is the rule to learn how to transcend it. Karma is not a bad word, but a concept that is to guide our intention by realizing that we can become our best self if we live our life with a strong desire to do good, to do no harm, to always be kind, and to accept what is offered. It shows us that it is through the situations that do not seem to align with what we want, we can learn the most important lessons around acceptance. Not getting what we want shows us that the path we think will give us wholeness is a distraction from owning and taking steps independently on our own path. So, I thought today would be a good day to dive into the rules of karma. And there's a lot of them. So let's start with one: the law of cause and effect. What we put out into the world comes back to us and shows us the mirror of what is disowned or not in alignment yet. If we want another to love us, but we do not love ourselves first, we are codependent and not doing the work internally to see what we have been denying inside. Manifestation comes from effort and inspiration in equal parts. The law of creation. We are here to learn that waiting for life to come to us and the belief that life is supposed to magically happen is childish. We need to take action to manifest in this world so we can have the life we want. Waiting on others or the perfect circumstance is a form of rage and entitlement. There are beliefs and thoughts that must be released in order to create spaces for one's potential to be seen and finally expressed. The law of humility. We are to become humble enough to recognize that acceptance is an essential step in owning up to our inadequacies. That is how we also learn to let others make mistakes and learn. Humility makes us approachable and more authentic to others. The law of growth. Change happens when we learn that through seeking knowledge and skill, that how we can have some control over our life. But that skill is not supposed to control others. If we cannot control our own impulsive nature, we will have no real control in our world. The law of responsibility. Responsibility requires us to show up, be on time, do what is necessary in a moment, and understand that we are the cause of our own problems. Through responsibility, we finally understand that we are the product of the many choices that we have made in other lifetimes as well as this one. The law of connection. This law asks us to recognize that past, present, and future are interwoven, and that our choices now are based on the thoughts and beliefs from our past, and that if we don't like today, we will not like the results of our actions in the future. Be who we want to become, starting right now. The law of focus. Lack of self-discipline in the mind and thoughts leads to a chaotic life and will only manifest depression, frustration, and negativity. Do not allow the darker emotions of resentment, anger, and greed to dominate the spaces internally or externally. The law of giving and hospitality. When we give what has value for us to others, many good things happen. If we believe peace is important, then we must learn to cultivate inner peace. That allows us to extend into the outer world in a variety of ways. One cannot have peace if one will not give peace to others. The law of be here now. Without figuring out how to bring one's full presence and awareness into this moment in time, then negative thoughts, behaviors, and woundings of the past will destroy a perfect moment. We cannot go forward if our mind is constantly caught by the past upsets and losses. Being fully here and now is a doorway to enlightenment. The law of change. It is clear that if something continues to happen that we have not yet learned some essential lesson, repeats are an indicator that we are caught up in a negative loop. It is up to us to remove ourselves from this cycle. If we are still triggered by a circumstance, then we have not fully accepted it or learned to release it. Change only happens when we are willing to move forward. The law of patience and reward. All things in this dimension take time and effort. Nothing comes quickly in this density. Consistency is the lesson to make slow and steady impact and improvement. Too many do something that is life-fulfilling only to do something the next day that is sabotaging and undermining of what one has just created. Goals require a lot of determined and steady options and choices. And lastly, the law of significance and inspiration. We must learn that within us is something that can make a difference in the world. It is up to us to find that gift and manifest and to follow through in a way that helps us make a difference in the lives of others. This last law requires us to find that unique gift of authentic expression that is seeking to be seen. Once we know who we are and we are finally willing to take the risk to share that awareness with others, that is when we embrace each moment and allow life to continue to hone us into something that is magnificent. In that way, we become whole and truly fulfilled. Thanks, everyone.